Hello, dear friends. I learned most of my lessons the hard way, under the influence of trauma, fear, shame, and guilt. I wish everyone could learn the easy way. Opinion piece. Speed. Cosmic reset. Divine justice. Tripolar world. The world's cry. The mullahs fall. Evolutionary leap. The dominoes fall. The old order fails. Decisive turning point. The era of silence ends. Acceleration of change. Time of transformation. The best weapon is truth. Let's start. Events are moving rapidly because change is accelerating, according to Kesharaj. Everything expands as energy increases. That which is rooted in fear and imbalance becomes chaos so that it can be cleared away. You cannot have a true great awakening without the great cleansing, and that is happening now, right now. The intensity we are seeing is the closing of an old cycle. That which is not aligned with truth and love must be released. Each of you is coming to understand that this is time when the evolutionary leap we have longed for, according to Saint Germain, is taking hold. Now is the time to allow that Christ consciousness to manifest. All of you are going through times of transformation, and various upheavals are occurring. Not only are governments, countries, and economies transforming, but they are transforming themselves, and that's where all the fun is. The upheaval is happening inside you, so that you pay closer attention to what's going on in your mind. When you pay closer attention to your thoughts and beliefs, you are better able to transform them. The Cry of the World by Catherine Beale. The sick, the elderly, and the wake sometimes emit an involuntary, mournful hum, something between a moan and a sob, and the line murmur of subtle pain. Their crying is a release valve for those who don't realize they should be crying. It is the soul's lament for its lost glory. Ascension. The entire planet is ascending according to Steve Biko. It is our choice. This massive physical ascension to a new interdimensional region of space is a first in the multiverse, and all eyes are on us. According to Celia Wilder, the concept of justice that humanity seeks will be delivered by divine law. This justice is beyond human understanding, as it is based on unconditional love, but it will be an expression of the will of the infinite Creator, ensuring that balance is restored and truth prevails. According to Celia Wilder, the concept of justice that humanity seeks will be delivered by divine law. The justice is beyond the reach of human understanding, and it is based on unconditional love, but it will be an expression of the will of the infinite Creator, ensuring that balance is restored and truth prevails. The entire planet is ascending. Nothing can stop the plan. By Steve Biko. According to Salusa of Sirius, a feature of the future life will be the disappearance of crime, as such actions will not enter the minds of those who have ascended. The level of consciousness will be so high that honesty will be taken for granted in all dealings. Furthermore, people who receive care and have their needs met are happy and in harmony with others. Reset news. Cosmic reset in progress. Make peace with your shadow. The future unlocks the past. News unlocks the map. I choose to awaken from this dream now. All timelines are colliding. Don't wear tight pants. Flexibility is required. Multidimensional consciousness is not just a label. Truth is the best weapon in the war against insanity. What comes next is not political, it's operational. The Republic is being restored. It's not announced, it's executed. Media confusion is not chaos, it's signal interference. The system doesn't warn people until the final shutdown is assured. Communication blackouts are not failures, they are controlled silence. Market anomalies are not deployments, they are system isolations. Trust the plan not because someone told you to, but because you can see the pieces falling into place. The era of silence is over. The system is shifting, and there is no going back, according to Mr. Poole. Venezuela was an attack on the global banking system, according to Paul Gold-Eagle. The alternative to collectivism is not called individualism, but the complex social agreements that freedom entails, according to Jeffrey Tucker. In 2026, fear of weather change will decrease, but anxiety about artificial intelligence will increase. The turbulence isn't over yet, but the situation is improving. The US withdrew from the WHO this month. The old world order has failed. The Tripolar world is already here, according to InfoWars. Juan Osabin reports that the dark side is cornered, so they are deploying one fake crisis after another. Staged riots, cyber attacks, network threats, and even fake alien invasion hoaxes. A significant peak in human resonance was detected on January 6th. This level of activity is unusual and often coincides with a feeling of physical and emotional pressure. Symptoms include pressure in the head, sleep disturbances, mood swings, chest vibrations, and sensitivity to noise or electronic devices. Venezuela. The National Assembly of Venezuela is installed for the 2026-31 term. The US demands that Venezuela sever its ties with China and Russia. Maria Corina Machado criticized Delcy Rodriguez, in quotes. She is one of the main architects of torture, persecution, corruption, and drug trafficking, she stated. Speaking out in Venezuela can cost you your life or the lives of your family members. Many Venezuelans are imprisoned and tortured for holding opinions contrary to the regime. According to Stephen Subero, Venezuelans became poor because the regime destroyed incentives, destroyed production, destroyed trust, and destroyed hope. Today in Venezuela, people don't debate ideologies. They try to survive. They try to find food, find medicine, and keep their families alive. Americas. Trump spoke with the Colombian president, whom he insulted days earlier. Petro says he will take up arms if the U.S. military, if his country is attacked by the U.S. military. Colombia and Brazil are bolstering their armed forces along their borders, preparing for an influx of Venezuelan refugees. Dominica and Antigua and Barbuda have agreed to accept asylum seekers from the U.S. The U.S. will not intervene in Mexico despite their complex relations, according to an expert. The governments of Peru, Chile, and Ecuador announced measures to facilitate the return of exiled Venezuelans. USA. U.S. forces seize a Russian oil tanker north of Scotland. The U.S. seizes a Russian-flagged oil tanker in the Atlantic and intercepts a dark fleet vessel in the Caribbean. A large number of police officers resigned in New York City after Thoren's swearing in. Former CIA analyst Michael Schauer exposes election manipulation in 2020. RFK Jr. announces a new food pyramid. Eat more protein and less sugar. Asia. Powerful 6.4 magnitude earthquake struck the Philippines. Former Philippine President Duterte arrested by order of the International Criminal Court. Protesters mobilized in Iran as police join the demonstrations. Protests escalate in Iran. The Islamist regime is collapsing after losing control in 7 cities. Will Khamenei escape to Moscow? Invasion insurance for Taiwan. China's Three Gorges Dam on the Yangtze River is a high-value potential military target should the CCP invade Taiwan, according to Casey Jones. China has a Terminator patrolling with the police in public. Economy. Energy shortages are transforming the global economy. Energy Secretary Chris Wright discusses the failure of green and nuclear energy. Venezuela will sell 50 million barrels of oil to the US at market price. Controlling Venezuelan oil would allow for lower inflation in the US. Cheap oil hurts Russia, and Putin will be forced to end the war in Ukraine, according to Stephen Kahn. Controlling Venezuelan oil would allow for lower inflation in the US. Forced selling of gold and silver is coming. Morgan Stanley raises its gold forecast to $4,800. A stablecoin, Titan Tether, wants gold to be used for everyday payments. Soaring silver prices are forcing solar manufacturers to rethink materials. The Treasury will return more than $100 billion in tax refunds to households. Trump announces measures to prohibit or to forbid large institutional investors for buying single-family homes. In quotes, people live in homes, not corporations. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.